We can see the operation of a symmetric algorithm here. Let's take a plain text message. That message in its natural format, its natural language, if it was left lying on a desk, everybody could read it. We're going to feed that message into a crypto system, and we've labeled the crypto system here E. E stands for to encrypt, encipher, or to encode that message. Now, in order to encrypt that message, we have to insert the key. The key will determine how this message is then encrypted into becoming ciphertext or a cryptogram. We will call that, therefore, the encrypted message. This is the operation done by the sender. When the sender wants to send a message to a receiver, they can encrypt it using a common algorithm such as AES. They use an AES key that they've chosen, and they encrypt, encipher, or encode that message. Now they can transmit that message through an insecure channel, such as the internet, until the receiver receives the message. The receiver receives an encrypted message, but in order for them to be able to understand it, they would then need to feed it into the same crypto system, but will do the reverse operation. Now we'll do a decrypt, or decipher, or decode. However, in order to do that decrypting of that encrypted message, they must have the correct key. If they do not have the correct key, then the results of putting that encrypted message into the crypto system will just be garbage. But if the receiver has the correct key, they will be able to decrypt the message and then now read the message once again in plain text or clear text. Now, the challenge, of course, is that we could always have a man-in-the-middle attack. A person sitting on that insecure channel that picks up that encrypted message. And now, if they had the key, they could read the message. So we have to protect the key. And that means we cannot send the key in the same channel as the encrypted message, because then the person in the middle would be able to capture both the key and the encrypted message. So quite often with symmetric algorithms, we're going to have to use a different channel or a different bandwidth to pass the key from the sender to the receiver. This will be what we call out-of-band key distribution. This could be done by a courier. It could be done by a phone call or a fax, but it obviously should be in a different channel than the actual encrypted message itself. Now, the advantages of symmetric algorithms like we're looking at here is that they provide very good confidentiality. However, key distribution, as you can see, is somewhat of a challenge. How do I then support the use of symmetric algorithms when they do provide excellent confidentiality and they operate quickly without running into the problem of key distribution and key management? The secret to the successful use of encryption is to protect the key. This comes down to what was often known as Kirchhoff's principle, that the protection of encryption depends on the secrecy of the key, not on the secrecy of the algorithm. We should ensure that the keys are a fairly long key. A long key is going to make it harder for somebody else to guess, just like a long password is stronger than a short one. And of course, the important thing is don't lose the key. If we lose the key, the chances are we'll never be able to recover that data. We should change the keys on a regular basis. And as auditors, these are the things we should especially be looking for. What is the way that they create the keys, and are the keys of a suitable length? Do they have then some type of key escrow or some type of key recovery process? And do they have what we call a crypto period? The crypto period is the length of time a key is allowed to be used before that key must be then changed. We should also use a good trusted algorithm. The algorithm, really accepted for the most part, and in fact required by law in the US federal government then, is the Advanced Encryption Standard. It was developed specifically so that this could be the standard encryption algorithm used in all US government communications. It's a good, trusted algorithm, based on an old algorithm known as Rindall. We should ensure that all staff is familiar with how to use encryption, how to protect how to first of all create, but also how to protect keys, and how to make sure that the encryption is not going to be broken through some type of a mistake in configuration or use. Symmetric algorithms, as we've looked at, are dependent on the same key being used in both the encryption and in the decryption process. As we saw, the key cannot be sent together with the encrypted data, because that would require, of course, some type of protection of the key that the man in the middle would not have the key and the data. So we would often have to depend on something like out-of-band communications. Symmetric algorithms are fast, and they provide excellent confidentiality.